Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today. I feel like I'm putting more and more squeaks into the introduction every single day, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm slowly turning into a mouse. Maybe it should be Mouse Marlin. I don't know what I'm going with. There's not even a joke there. Anyway, yeah, what should we talk about? You know what happened earlier today was a bit of a scary experience where I was just, playing some games on my computer, playing a little bit of Honkai Star Rail, as you were, doing a bit of Simulated Universe, and suddenly my computer just shuts off, and I was like, what happened? I was just like, oh no, sometimes my computer, I hear those fans wearing up a little. Did my computer finally die? But anyway, we'll go into that in a second. So good evening, everyone. That's clickbait right for you right there. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 8:56 p.m. on Friday, July 7th, 2023. So we've got visitors staying up campsite, and yeah, so I was just playing a game, and suddenly it's always a very scary moment whenever your computer, whatever you're using, just goes brew and just like shuts off completely. I mean, it doesn't really make that noise. That's sort of like a noise you'd hear in like a movie or something, but it's just kind of like, it's like a click noise, and then suddenly everything is just off, and you hear the sound of the fans like wearing down, I guess, if anything. So yeah, that was a very scary moment, but it's happened before in the past, and most of it, like I would say 95% of the times it's happened in the past, it's because there's been like a power outage or something in my area, and then it's just like, oh, everything's off. But then I was just like looking, I was just like, okay, is everything off? And then I just like looked over to like landline phone, that's still charging, and basically the electricity was still on, and I was like, okay, this is bad. My computer has died. It's finally bit of a bullet, after. It's not, how many years has it been, computer? 6 years, I think? Honestly, you're holding up very well. I should take better care of you. I should probably clean you out more often. I should probably do that pretty soon. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Where, yeah, I was just like, has something finally died? I shouldn't say finally died. It's not 6 years, I suppose that long. I suppose it's maybe like an average time for maybe something to die. But I was just like, has something died in my computer? I was like, that's no good, How am I going to record the Animal Crossing episode for today? No. But I was just like, that's not great. I don't have like a laptop or anything. And in that moment, I was like, damn, I really should have bought a laptop last Christmas when I gave you my heart. And the very next day, I didn't have a laptop. So I was like, now I don't have a backup. Like, now my computer's gone down. Like, the only thing I've got on my phone is my phone until like unless I order something else to come in. And I'm like, okay, let's think about that afterwards. Let's actually try and diagnose what the problem might have been with a computer. I pressed the button, and then like it flashed on for a second, and then it just turned off again immediately. I was like, that's not good. I pressed it again, does not even response. And I lean over to the back of a power supply. I flick it off and flick it on again, and then the power cable falls out. And I was like, what? And then it turns out, yeah, false alarm. It was basically the power supply cable at the back was slowly becoming more and more loose day by day, apparently. And then today was just the day where the connection wasn't very strong enough for it to actually make a solid connection to actually turn and power the computer anymore. So it just fell out, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's kind of reassuring, if anything, that it wasn't anything particularly tragically devastating. It was just the power supply just didn't have any more power, if anything. So yeah, I plugged it back in. I've now I fixed a power supply. Well, I haven't said I fixed it, but I basically I think it was because the cable is just a bit too short, but it's like being tugged on every single time, and nothing is tugging it back. So I basically pulled the cable kind of like through the hole in my desk, and I put like a bit of a P curve into it, and now it rests on top of the desk. So hopefully that should prevent it from pulling itself out. Let me have a look at it. Yeah, hopefully it's got a little bit more to sort of like resist against. Probably. And if my computer ends up dying tomorrow, then I guess we'll know for certain that it was one of the parts which might have failed on me. But when that happened, I was genuinely thinking to myself, I should have bought a laptop. Like, I know I don't need necessarily a laptop all the time, because it's especially with my computer, but it's so convenient to have one, isn't it? If I need portability, I guess it gives me the option for portability, if anything. Now, I talked about it before, how I want a Microsoft Surface, but they are quite expensive, so it's something you certainly need to consider carefully when purchasing. But yeah, a computer just randomly shutting down is kind of scary, I would say. Well, I shouldn't say scary, because it's not actually like life-threatening or anything. It's just more like, it's like a real major inconvenience, isn't it? And I guess it is kind of expensive to replace, depending on what part actually broke or what have you. And I've actually told a story before recently about when my first computer I bought, which was just some random computer, pre-built computer from PC World, first shut down, and it's basically because the graphics card fan stopped working, and that basically prompted me to learn how to build a computer, thanks to one of my mother's colleagues who helped me with that. And then that computer, I don't think that computer ever properly broke down. It's just like I was like, it's probably time for an upgrade. I can't remember how many years it's been. That must have been around year 7. I upgraded university time, maybe second year uni. So that would have probably been like 7 years or 8 years or something. But this computer, I've got no reason to upgrade. I mean, maybe I could change some of the parts, but the CPU is still, going strong as far as I'm aware. The only thing I think I would do is I'd get more RAM for it. But at that point, I might as well get a new motherboard as well, because then, like, we're on a new generation of RAM, aren't we? We're like a DDR4, and I think I have DDR3 in there. Oh no, we're on DDR5, and I have one generation down of DDR, whatever is in there. Or is it DRR? I can't remember. Because every time I hear DDR, I think of Dance Dance Revolution. But yeah, I mean, it's happened before. My computer just like randomly like shuts down or something. Like I used to have a laptop when I was much younger. It was some like very terrible laptop from like China or something, probably bought by like a family friend or relative. I genuinely don't know. And I used to play like Neopets on it. I used to play a lot of games. Oh, apparently shooting stars tonight. I used to play like Neopets. There was another game called like Mara Pets, which I don't know if that's still going on. Is Mara Pets still going on? I mean, Neopets, I don't know if you heard, Neopets had its own controversy recently, where it was just like, one of the people who created Neopets, wow, Maripets got such a glow up, my word. I feel like I looked it up recently, not recently, but within the past 5 years, because I remember it looking like this, and me being like, whoa, look at this, look at these pets. Accountant? What on earth is going on? Artist? I'm very confused. What am I looking at? Why is it an accountant? Forest Fairy, freelance agency, genie. I will say there's a variety of art styles, probably some dating from the early 2000s to some being much more modern, but Miss Marada, what is going on? Anyway, the pet colours is all where it's at. Anyway, so I used to play a game called Mara Pets, Neopets. There was another game. There was a lot of these like online pet games which are very popular back in the day, which I used to play on my laptop. And one of the days, the laptop just froze and like was non-functioning anymore. And I was like, oh, I don't have access to play those games anymore. How sad. But nowadays, I have access all I want to play Neopets. Oh, I never actually finished that conversation. Oh yeah, so basically one of the like creators of Neopets, or like one of the original creators or something, basically tried. I don't know, like, he basically exploded on the Neopet community. It was like, I hate you and everything. He sent, like, a picture of him, like, flipping off a camera, I think, which is wild, to say the very least. And I don't really know, there's, like, some drama around that. I tend to kind of stay out of the drama circles, but I'm still subscribed to the Neopet subreddit for some reason. I don't really know why. I just kind of like seeing the updates here and there. And I just, like, saw that and I was like, what even is going on? Anyway, that's something which happened. A lot of drama happening recently in circles that I know of. But yeah, what was I going to say? But yeah, things randomly shutting down on you is spooky. You know, it happened to my last phone, I think, of the phone before this phone, where it would just like shut down, and then like there's a thing where with some of the Pixel phones, where they sometimes get stuck in a boot loop, where it would just like constantly like try and reboot itself over and over again, and it would never free itself from that eternal curse. And one of the times, I think it was in my last phone, my phone just like shut off and then it just like never turned on again. That was it. It was a good sign to get a new phone, I suppose. I don't remember what I really did. It might have been my phone before that phone, actually, the HTC Desire, as I originally had. And you might be like, whoa, what a fancy phone for you having back in the day when you were like 12 or something. I wasn't 12. I didn't have a mobile phone when I was 12. I must have been like 14 or something. And yeah, I don't know why I had such a fancy phone. I just wanted one because I suppose mobile phones are cool, and a lot of my friends had one, and I didn't have one. And I was like, I kind of want one. And then my friend had a HTC Desire, and I was like, I want this phone. And should I got that phone? In retrospect, no, I did not use it nearly as often to justify its cost. Mainly because I was like on a contract for it, and it was an insanely expensive contract. It was like £20 a month or something. It was like, whoa. I mean, technically, I guess the phone I have now, which is like £400 or something, it's not like, I mean, £20 a month for that is still like, what, 20 months? So I guess that's not outrageous or anything, but I've also had this phone for quite a while now. 5 years? 4 years? I don't know. The fact it's still getting upgrades is kind of the wildest part to me. Anyway, I don't think there's much of a scarier, like, think how to phrase this. Like a scarier, like, first world problem, I suppose, than one of your electronics which you use all the time, aka like a phone or, you know, like a TV or something, breaking and just like not working anymore. This happened actually, I remember, in my first week of university. No, so first week of second year university, I moved into like this tower block of places which basically shared a kitchen with one of my good friends, and then on like the first week or something, like the hob just literally just stopped working. Like we couldn't like turn the hob anymore. I ended up like reporting it, I think, to, you know, the university people. I can't remember, the caretakers, and it was actually great because we actually got a whole new hob placed in put in there instead, and it was like such a fancy one, because the old one we had was like, it's like an early sort of 2000s sort of hob, and the new one was like, oh, look at this fancy, like the hob, the knobs on the hob are just like, oh, you know, they got some not tactile feel to them, but they're like bigger, they're bulkier, they're not just like some random, they're not like a stereo radio knob or something, they're like a proper, I was going to call it a hobnob, but you know, it's a biscuit here in the UK. It was great. And that actually happened again later in that year as well, where I believe our microwave broke down. I think it was just like that one didn't break down very spectacularly or anything. It didn't like lock itself on the on position and then like not do anything, and the light was constantly on. That's what the hob did. But oh yeah, when I say hob, by the way, stove, which I don't know if they have a word, if they use the word hob in like America or whatever, but stove top essentially. But yeah, our microwave broke down. I think that one didn't break down spectacularly. I think it was just like we tried to heat stuff up and then it just didn't heat up anything, and we were like, what? And we got that microwave replaced as well. So we basically like, we were there for like not very long, like only a few months or something, and then like we got like all the electronics replaced because they just stopped working. Crazy, huh? Yar. What else can we talk about? Shutdown, I guess. And I don't mean the Blackpink song, which is, I suppose, particularly relevant due to the fact I saw a concert of them. Nay, but a week ago. What other things have just like shut down on me before? I guess it's kind of hard to think off the top of your head, to be perfectly honest. So you'll have to forgive me, but I don't have these anecdotes ready, just, you know, ready to go, like a loaded pistol or anything. I'm just trying to sort of conjure them up in my mind. I'm just like channel my inner energy. What things have just randomly shut down on me before? I can only really think of those sort of those electronics of like, you know, computer, a phone, etc., etc. I don't really think I have any big stories of like something shutting down where it's like, whoa, this definitely should not have just like shut down on me or something. Probably. But I don't know what, I guess it kind of happened once with my hard drive. Like I have an HDD hard drive in my computer, which by the way is non-functional, so it's not actually connected up to anything. It's just in my computer, because at the time when I installed it in my computer it was functional, but just like I knew it was slowly breaking, so I didn't want to like connect it up in case it like spun itself out of existence. But there was a point on my old computer where I was just like turning on, because I think I had my Windows installed on that computer, on that drive or something. So some things were installed on that drive, and every time I tried to open something which is installed on that drive, it just took forever and it just didn't work, and I was like, what is going on? This is non-functional. How am I meant to use this? I thought it was my computer was breaking. No, it's just a hard drive slowly going kaput, which is, you know, I was supposed to be expected. It's not like those hard drives have like the craziest lifespan in existence, and nowadays you don't really need those hard drives anymore. You can very much get much more affordable SSDs with similar storage capacities. Well, not much more expense, probably. And the expense you pay is worth it, because you get a lot more like lifespan, I suppose, out of them in the first place, right? Okay, chop wood, fish. Okay, we can do a chop wood one. Let's go do that. Should have done that on Nook Island, but still. Yeah, I don't know. Well, what other things have just randomly shut down on me before? Shut down. For some reason, I'm not even thinking of a Blackpink song, Shut Down. How does that even go? Like da 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 shut down. I'm thinking of S Club 7. Or is it S Club 8? Sundown, you know? Sundown. Something, something, something in the big town. Which just comes to mind randomly. I mean, I've talked about S Club 8 before, right? This is more kind of like an anthology, I suppose, of random stories we're talking about. But S Club 8, you know, have a song, One Step Closer to Heaven. It's a song which I just randomly know quite a lot of for no apparent reason. One step closer to heaven, baby, means one step closer to you. There'll be no more living without you, baby. I've been counting each minute till I'm back to you. Oh yeah, okay, enough of Exclamate, because I actually just remembered there was something I was meant to talk about ages ago. It's like, we hit 500 subscribers at some point. I don't know if I talked about it yet in an actual Animal Crossing episode, but whoa, you know, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sticking around. I have actually been noticing when I've been like uploading videos and that sort of thing, being like, you know, these Animal Crossing videos actually have a surprising amount of consistent viewers now. Like, the most like recent like week of Animal Crossing videos, apart from one of them or something, have like 50 views or something, which is weird, because I'm just like, you know, I'm still thinking like I'm back in the days of when I started Animal Crossing, and I was just like, oh, you know, I had like less than 5 viewers on these sort of things. But look, like, what? I've got like probably average 50 viewers or something on like crab fishing 47, Jiggy McHugh 60, Festival Atmosphere 92, Blackpink 52. It's just wild. Like, who's watching these? I don't know. I very much appreciate it, though, so thank you very much for your continued support. It's pretty cool, and you know, I just didn't realise I hit that milestone a while back or something. So, you know, halfway there, I suppose, to 1,000, and that's when I can get some monetization theoretically on my channel. Would I do that? I don't know, because I feel like YouTube ads are quite annoying throughout videos. But yeah, again, my videos are kind of long. Probably could put like one advertisement in there or something. I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We don't really need to think about it for now. But yeah, things shutting down is always like a little bit spooky. I suppose I haven't always had like huge amounts of no, I mean, I have had electronics, but I've not gone through like a large quantity of electronics, I mean to say, because like things which I feel like is a very common sort of human experience with people with phones, is like dropping their phones, cracking their screen, or the screen doesn't break, you know, washing their phone or something, like doing something, water damage, and then it shuts down, and then you just get that like scary moment of being like, oh, you know, I had to like put it in rice, I gotta help it, you know, try and dry out or something, which apparently is like an urban myth. It doesn't actually help to actually try and restore your electronic to its former glory. But that's not like happened to me. I have dropped my phone once before. I was over phone before this one, and I did crack the screen a little bit, but it was actually mostly, it was a kind of a screen protector which was cracked. This phone itself remains oh gosh, ironically nearly dropped a pen. This screen remains almost uncracked, unblemished somehow. I don't know how I've kept such good care of it, I suppose, but it's doing good. Good job, phone. 3 years old. I think it's 3 years old. Maybe no, it's nearly 4 years old now. Whoa, that's crazy. So I think it was near the start of pandemic I got this phone. Yeah, that sounds about right. I suppose another thing which is happening with my keyboard is a lot of the time, when I turn on my computer, it like is not responding anymore. I had to like unplug it and then replug it back in, which is fine. But it was also, you know, I talked about it ages ago about getting a keyboard to replace this one. Not that this keyboard isn't bad or anything. I've had it for a long time, but certainly it's quite a loud keyboard. Like if you hear me typing on it, you can hear me go like that, which means that I oftentimes don't use a mouse and keyboard when it comes to games because it's really quite loud. I ordered a new keyboard today because finally that Ducky 1 free keyboard, which with the silent red switches, was back in stock for one I wanted, the pure white one, 100% size or whatever. So I ordered it. I don't know when it will come because since I ordered it like late on Friday, I suppose it's probably going to come, I assume, next week maybe. And I'm excited. I'm excited to finally have a very silent keyboard. I like my electronics quiet, I suppose, silently running and that sort of thing. And you know, not as silent as I suppose shut down silence, but someone, you know, just something quietly in the background that you don't even notice. Anyway, I guess we'll title this episode Shutdown. And I feel like I've spoken about shutdown before, like shutdown services or something, but hey ho. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.